Howdy y'all. Time for another look at my food journal, and this is going to be from Wednesday, June the 23rd until Wednesday, June the 30th. So let's check it out. I've made some changes. Okay, so this was last week on the 23rd. My results for my Wednesday weigh-in was down almost half a pound. And then I had a cheeseburger without a bun and 3 cups of coffee and baked chicken with artichoke and some mayonnaise that day. And let's see, I had some sauce and a hot tea for a grand total of 6 net carbohydrates and 2,010 calories for this day. And my journal entry says I had that last artichoke for supper, and I have to say that although I like the taste, they are far too much trouble to bother with. Not great results today, although I'm down half a pound. I'm really back where I started a month ago. Carnivore diet, here I come. Okay, so the next day was Thursday, the 24th. It was very hot, partly cloudy. It was over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. On this day, had coffee, and then only had one meal. This was at a restaurant. It was fajitas at Juan Amigos, and I have a little note here saying that I just kind of estimated the ingredients and carbs and stuff. So that'll give me a grand total for this day of 11 net carbs and 960 calories. And my journal entry for this day says, I spent the majority of the day working on YouTube content. I did chapter 2 of Looking Glass and half a dozen other videos that I've been meaning to make. I also spent a great deal of time on book club. Collaborating with Aaliyah is great. She's had some wonderful ideas. I think I did pretty good with the questions for the first section. I'm looking forward to the response. I'm going to wait to upload most of the videos I made today when I get to town tomorrow because it takes forever to do it here. All in all, it was a very satisfying and productive day. For Just Do It in June, I rolled up a very long water hose for weight. And sharpened focus and better memory are my reason why for this day. Okay, so Friday, very hot. 105 degrees. It was cloudy, a little overcast and hot. So this day I had a cheeseburger without a bun, some coffee, sliced turkey with cheese, and some okra and olives. I had coffee and cream and then a hot tea. I've got a little note here that says I didn't use Splenda and I liked it just fine. And another little note talking about last time I had Splenda before bed, it gave me indigestion. So my totals for this day are 5 net carbs and 1,340 calories. So my journal entry for this day says, very hot today while out and about. I finally got my international package shipped. I was so glad that the good mail lady is back. I went shopping carnivore style. And I only bought meat, cheese, and eggs besides my hubby's lunch items. In doing so, I realized how much veggies I was eating. Even low-carb veggies add up. I've got my fingers crossed for reaching Wonderland by my birthday on the 9th. So the next day was Saturday, the 26th. It was in the mid to upper 80s. It was breezy, cloudy, and cooler. I had coffee, scrambled eggs and cheese with sausage, more coffee, some turkey deli meat and mozzarella cheese, pickled okra, olives, pork rinds. I have a little note here that says I wanted a snack before bed, like some pecans and cheese, but I resisted. So my totals for today were 6 net carbohydrates and 1,040 calories. Getting ready to go carnivore. So my journal entry for today says I'm going to try something different with my food journal starting tomorrow. I'm going to track my macros while eating carnivore to see what it looks like. Last time I just ate meat, cheese, and eggs, and it worked. So I'm curious how much fat, calories, and protein I'm getting when I'm eating this way. Also, I think I'm going to start devoting a whole page for free-form journaling. I've really enjoyed the daily entries and I want to expand on that. Possibly include a section on gratitude daily like Sabina does. Okay, so this is when I'm changing format a little bit. I've got not only carbs and calories, but also protein and fat on everything. So on this day I had a couple of cups of coffee, a ribeye, 2 more cups of coffee, and some fish and shrimp. That gives me a grand total of 0 carbohydrates, 2,010 calories, 123 grams of protein, and 139 grams of fat. I got a little note here that says, I've forgotten how easy it is to cook on this diet. Just a couple pieces of meat and that's it. Less dishes too. So I have a extensive journal entry here talking about being back on the carnivore diet. So let's see if I can read this to you. It says, so the last time I went on the carnivore diet, I just ate meat, eggs, and cheese and cream, and I lost 40 pounds. I didn't track anything really or do much measuring of portions, but this time I want to know. So I did some research, and apparently a good place to start for your target macros is your goal weight. For example, if my goal weight is 175 pounds, then over the course of a day I should consume no more than 175 grams of fat or 175 grams of protein. This is just a ballpark figure, and like any diet, it will require adjustment along the way. I do not exactly have goals for my macros, but I'm going to keep the above in mind. I really just want to see what I'm actually eating on this diet. I know it will work. I just have to stick with it. I made a new chart for my most frequently eaten foods and included protein and fat as well as net carbs and calories. For the Just Do It in June challenge, did a little stretching before I went out to mow. As soon as we finished, it started raining. Okay, so originally, this was my original thing because when I first started my diet, let me show you the very first of this book. It looked like this. I just put down what I was eating and what time of day. And it has progressed and changed over the last 6 months in lots of ways. I've started keeping track of more different things, and I started having different goals and journaling more, as you can see. And in the beginning, it was the beginning goals, and then I went to phase 2, and then I went to phase 3, and now I am on phase 4. Carnivore diet, animal-based, low-carb, high-fat, plus walk on the treadmill daily. So my very first chart looked like this. It would have the item, the amount, the total carbohydrates, the total fiber, and the net carbs. So after that, I wanted to start keeping up with calories. So this was my next kind of cheat sheet, and it had the item, the amount, the net carbs, and the calories on everything. And so now this is my current sheet that I'm using now, and it will have the item, the amount, the net carbs, calories, protein, and fat. So this is the different charts I've used over the course of my dieting and how I've changed my diet. And let's see, let's get on to the next page. I don't want this to take too long. Okay, so Monday, upper 90s, partly cloudy, scattered showers. I had coffee, tuna with mayo and pork rinds, couple cups of coffee, beef patty with bacon. Then I had a total of 0 net carbs, 1,450 calories, 71 grams of protein, 114.5 grams of fat. I also did a half a mile on the treadmill in 17 minutes and 34 seconds. I have a little note here that says I'm trying to be more careful with my measurements, especially with cream in my coffee. That really adds up in fat and calories. But I don't have to worry about adding fat to my diet, as the heavy cream adds plenty. I started treadmill time today. I'm going to get on it every day and make a video to keep myself accountable. So I've started doing a little gratitude thing up here. The first one says, I am grateful for my friends, my family, my home, my pets, my health, and my mind. Okay, so I have several little entries here. The first one says, I really enjoyed book club last night. It's so nice to discuss a good book with these interesting and intelligent ladies. I cut the pack's fingernails and gave them a good brush. This heat has them all shedding all over the place in handfuls. I think the next rainy day will be bath day. The next one is falling back into the carnivore diet with ease. Slim and I both feel better when we eat this way. We did a quick chart on Slim's daily macros just to see what they were. It's amazing he can eat what he does and not gain. He does have a demanding physical job, but also a high metabolism, just like his dad, who was also called Slim, and he always kept peanut butter crackers in his pocket. And here's this little chart we did on him really quick. We just wrote down everything he would eat in an average day, and then his average daily macros here. So the first one is carbohydrates, second is calories, third protein, and fourth is fat. So he has some really high numbers there, and is very slim and doesn't have to worry about gaining. Okay, so I cleared out some brush and small trees in the backyard, and the cats are loving the new territory. They have been catching bugs, worms, and lizards by the dozen out there. I'm making one exception to the carnivore diet, and that's tomatoes. Looks like I'm going to have a really good harvest, and I'm not giving all of them away. I'm going to attempt frying some green ones without batter and see how we like them. The rest will probably be stuffed and baked. Okay, so Thursday it was cloudy and in the 90s, had coffee, then some deli meat and cheese, coffee, fish and shrimp and scallops, and then coffee. I have a YouTube video on this meal, the seafood supper there. So my totals for this day were 4 net carbs, 1,565 calories, 104 grams of protein, and 117.5 grams of fat. On the treadmill on day 2, I went 1.166 miles in 28 minutes and 43 seconds. And this little journal entry here says, I like the gratitude journal idea, but I will tend to repeat myself with yesterday's things that I am grateful for, as those will always be at the top of the list. I'm going to take those as a given and try to focus on one specific thing every day that I am grateful for and share that. So I'll always be looking for new things to be grateful for. Okay, so this one says, today I am grateful for my bed. It's big and comfy and soft, and I share it with my best friends, which would be my hubby and my cats. Bath day for the pack today. It's not raining, but it's cloudy, and there is a chance of rain later, so I've decided no time like the present. So I got on the treadmill first before I got started bathing the pack. I figured I really wouldn't feel like walking a mile after giving 5 cats a bath, and I'm glad I did. I have to get on that treadmill first so I don't get distracted and tired and don't want to spend time and energy on the treadmill. All the bathing went well with no disasters, although Naboo is so big I may have to move his baths to the tub. He seemed so big in the sink. Made a big fish plate for our supper tonight. Made a video with tips on grilled seafood. I remember being so intimidated by cooking grilled seafood before I went to work at Cattleman's. Now it's one of the easier meals that I cook. Fish is easy if you know how. And I'm a bit sore from walking in my knees and ankle, but so far my hip is doing okay. Fingers crossed for a good weigh-in tomorrow. And I did have a good weigh-in tomorrow. I'm in Wonderland. Welcome to Wonderland. And on that note, I think I'm going to end this food journal. Look at that. Yay! Thanks for joining me, you guys. Y'all have a great 4th of July weekend, and y'all be sweet.